The architecture of the crumb, the science and art of cake making. The creation of a cake is a precise exercise in chemical engineering disguised as a domestic comfort. At its core, cake making is the process of transforming a liquid or semi-solid batter into a stable, porous solid through the controlled application of heat. While often viewed through the lens of culinary art, the success of a cake relies on a delicate balance between structural strengtheners and tenderizers. The fundamental components of a cake. First, let's talk about tenderizers. These are things like sugar and fats like butter and oil. This category of ingredients provide moisture and softness. Category number 2 of ingredients is the strengtheners. These are things like flour and eggs. They provide protein and starch, so they create the physical skeleton of the cake. Category number 3, the leaveners. These are things like baking powder and baking soda and air. Those create carbon dioxide or steam to expand the batter. Now, the last category is the moisturizers. These are things like milk, water, and eggs again. They hydrate proteins and starches so they dissolve solids. Now, let's come to the mechanics of the bake. The transition from batter to cake occurs in three distinct phases. Phase number 1, expansion. As the batter heats up, leavening agents react. Baking soda, NaHCO3, reacts with acidic components to release CO2 gas. These gases expand existing air bubbles trapped during the creaming phase, where butter and sugar are beaten together. Phase number 2, setting. Around 70 degrees Celsius to 80 degrees Celsius, the proteins in the eggs begin to coagulate and the starches in the flour undergo gelatinization. This transition locks the expanded air bubbles into a permanent structure. Phase number 3, browning. In the final stages, the Maillard reaction occurs on the surface. This chemical reaction between amino acids and reducing sugars creates the complex flavors and golden brown colors associated with a well-baked crust. Now, let's talk about methods of emulsification. The texture of a cake is largely determined by how the fats are incorporated in the creaming method. Air is mechanically forced into solid fat, resulting in a fine, velvety crumb. In contrast, the foaming method used in sponge cakes relies on whipping whole eggs or whites to a high volume, creating a light, airy structure with minimal fat. Conclusion: a successful cake is the result of achieving an equilibrium. Too much flour or egg leads to a tough, bread-like texture, while too much sugar or fat can cause the structural walls to collapse before they set. Mastering the craft requires both an aesthetic eye for decoration and a fundamental respect for the molecular interactions occurring within the oven. Sources are in the description.